Hey there friends, welcome back to another Legally Armed America video. I'm of course Paul Glasgow here, the one and only, the original, the OG Truth Pimp, bringing you a vulgar display of logic and reason on a daily basis. Have you ever threatened to kill or murder the President of the United States? This chick has. Or at least in her confusion, she has certainly alluded to that and gotten the attention of the Secret Service, who she seemed to be calling on to murder the President of the United States. Check this out.
A controversial social media post by a Maine teacher has now captured the attention of the U.S. Secret Service.
The post suggests the military and the Secret Service should, quote, take out supporters of President Donald Trump. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell has details from Waterville.
The eyes of the U.S. Secret Service and local police are on Waterville High School English teacher Joanna St. Germain after she made this controversial Facebook post on Tuesday. In the post, St. Germain calls on the Secret Service to coordinate, take out every single person who supports Trump's illegal, immoral, unconstitutional acts, look at the sycophants and give them what they're asking for. She goes on to say, I'm not talking about assassinating a president, I'm talking about Americans recognizing a fascist dictatorship and standing against it. The post, which has been shared hundreds of times, has the attention of law enforcement. In a statement, the U.S. Secret Service tells News Center Maine it is aware of the post made by Ms. St. Germain, and as a matter of practice, we do not comment on matters involving protective intelligence. Waterville Police Chief William Bonney is also chiming in, saying in a statement the department is collaborating with federal law enforcement and with the school to ensure the safety of everyone. In Waterville, Alex Haskell, News Center Maine.
We reached out to the school. We did not hear back. St. Germain told us she was interested in an interview, but then stopped answering our emails.
Yeah, she stopped answering your emails because her attorney has probably instructed her to do so. I doubt she's going to go on record anymore. Now, she did double down on what she originally posted, and I'm going to go over that here in a second. I just don't know at what point maybe an attorney or somebody, maybe a family member that is not on meds, came to her and said, shut up. Just shut up. Now, this person appears to be a bit of a chameleon. Not sure if she is trying to maybe get to a point where she's going to rearrange her pronouns, meaning her junk somehow. I don't know what you do when you're a female besides lop your boobs off. I don't know what you do down below the waist there. If you just, I don't know, put a banana or a cucumber in your pocket. But she definitely has some different looking pictures. A couple of them she looks somewhat normal. A couple of them she looks somewhat butch-ish. So not really sure what's going on inside her head. But I want to explain why her message in some ways is not clear. Because I don't feel like she openly, directly calls for the assassination of Trump, but indirectly she does. She says the Secret Service has the perfect opportunity if they choose to step up and take it. You are the ones with power. Still no call for assassination. Coordinate. Take out every single person who supports Trump's illegal, immoral, constitutional acts. Look at the sycophants and give them what they're asking for. Now that paragraph right there doesn't describe what she's talking about as far as taking somebody out as being directed at Trump. She's talking about the people who support Trump. She even goes on to state that I'm not talking about assassinating a president. It's almost like that's her disclaimer to try to keep the FBI and the Secret Service off of her. She does incorrectly mention that Trump has shamelessly bragged openly about stealing the election. He's never, ever claimed that. He's claimed that the Democrats stole the 2020 election. But this is a perfect example how the weak-minded, who are group thinkers, will listen to just headlines of stories without ever doing any research, because you don't have to dig deep to know that Trump has never shamelessly bragged openly about stealing an election. In fact, he's never bragged or even mentioned that they ever stole an election. He has said that we single-handedly beat the Democrats in spite of their cheating. And again, he stands by his claim that they cheated in the 2020 election and stole that from him. I can't really disagree with that with all the information we've seen come out. But clearly she is factually wrong about this. But again, I have to point to the fact that this is a perfect indicator of, number one, public school teachers are not the smartest people in the world. Number two, liberal Democrats are known for parroting things that they just randomly hear. I mean, she didn't read any legitimate publication to get that information. She just randomly heard it and then ran with it, running her mouth on social media, because she's probably got a couple of butchy girlfriends of hers that are like, yeah, you go, girl. Now, towards the end of this message, I guess you have to wonder or know what her phrase of taking them out means. She says, we the people are counting on you, referring to the Secret Service and the military. If I had the skill set required, I would take them out myself. Again, she referenced in this taking out the supporters of Trump. Now, in her butchy way, she doubled down on this right after that post, stating that, I'm not sorry about a thing I said. I've been a public school teacher since 2015. That explains a lot. Then she goes on to make it sound like she's being noble with this post, like it's about protecting children. So I have to believe, based on this picture, of course, and some other things that she said, that she either is a tranny herself or that she supports the mutilization of brainwashed children who are confused and think that there's something that they're not. Now, this is where she screwed up. She could have been fine with her previous post, but she felt the need to double down and say, when I say that Trump and all the sycophants he surrounded himself with need to die, I mean that, because I see the threat he poses to children. Let me guess. Is this the exporting of kids with cancer? Y'all know that that's not what happened, right? Y'all know there was no deportation order, deportation order of these little Hispanic kids, right? The one with cancer. You know that whenever an illegal alien is caught and they've got children, anchor babies, that the parent, because we are respectful, has the right to either take the kids with them when they're being deported or leave them in the care of a loved one, a guardian, a grandparent, somebody else. The parents choose where the child goes. The United States government doesn't choose that. So when these children who are U.S. citizens go back with their parents, it's because their parents decided they wanted them back. U.S. government did not make that decision. Now, this doesn't make sense if you're MAGA, if you're Republican. I have no beef with you. Wait a minute. Just a couple of lines ahead of that, you said that you wanted them all to die. Now you have no beef. Then she says, I only have beef with people who F with children. I'm telling you guys, this is a supporter of the mutilization of children. And to me, that alone tells me what kind of mental defect we're dealing with this person. Secret Service, as you saw in the report, knows who this person is. They're likely going to visit this person. I'm curious what meds she's on. I don't know if she's already in some transitioning meds, in other words, testosterone, which is unsafe and unhealthy for a woman to take. Really stupid, makes him crazy, anxious, like the Nashville murderer, right? So they shouldn't be taking these medications. And likely she's on some kind of mood altering. She's on an SSRI, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure, based on the unhinged nature of this person's postings, SSRIs are certainly circulating in that bloodstream. The dopamine and the serotonin are doing crazy stuff in this chick's brain. The reason why this story bothers me, I know there's crazy people out there. And they're all on, but crazy does not have a political party that it belongs to. Now, I think crazy seems to evolve more in the left-leaning people simply because when your whole belief system is jumbled up and you have cuckoo people and cuckoo beliefs, you attract that cuckoo-ness. Now, if you're already a conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat, and then you just turn into a crazy person, that's how you get multi-party people. But I do believe that if you have not chosen a party yet and you go crazy, you lose your mind, you're going to gravitate to the left. I mean, they're the only ones that think you can pretend to be a boy if you're a girl if you're a boy, a cat if you're a person, and everybody else has to play along to that. That's clinically screwed up. You have a mental condition. That's not an opinion. You have a definitive condition that needs medicating at that point. You are crazy. So those people, I think, move to that side whenever they go crazy, if they're not already crazy. But the reason why a lot of this story bothers me is because nothing's going to happen. This person will get talked to. That's it. Even though They said, when I say that Trump and all the sycophants he surrounded himself with need to die, that's not going to be looked at as any kind of call for their murder. You guys remember the older man in Utah a couple years ago who didn't even make these types of comments, and he was murdered at his own house? Utah man suspected of threatening President Joe Biden, shot and killed as FBI served a warrant. That's all they were doing, was going to serve a warrant and talk to him. This is exactly what he said and how he said it. That he was planning to, quote, dig out a camouflage suit and begin cleaning the dust off the M24 sniper rifle. That's it. He did not say anything in there that he wanted Biden to die, that he wished he would die, that he wished Biden supporters would die. None of that. He said that he was going to dig his camouflage suit out and begin cleaning the dust off the M24 sniper rifle. Now, I know what he was implying. I'm not stupid. I'm not trying to be naive or ignorant here. I'm not trying to play the left's game. I know what the guy was saying right here. He was certainly making an implication, and it was a veiled threat based on what would come next after he took the camo outfit out and cleaned the rifle. But it's still a threat, and I get it. I get why he was visited. I understand that. I don't understand why he was murdered. They claimed that he had a gun in his possession whenever they went to serve the warrant. That sounds like some Brian Malinowski stuff, if you ask me. This bald-headed freak is not going to get murdered, right? And she may not even get visited. It may just be a phone call that goes to her. But I will say this. At this point, it's the Secret Service who would have to question this wannabe lesbo. So I don't have any confidence in the Secret Service. Remember, they're the ones who were guarding Kristi Noem and her purse when she was out with her family a couple weeks ago and had her purse stolen with $3,000 in it. So how effective and how good of a job is the Secret Service doing anyway? They might just text this broad and tell her, don't do it again.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.